This video is for Chinese 202 lesson 4 and we are talking about adjective or verb plus 是 plus adjective or verb, the structure, and then also sort of revisiting 可是 and 但是. So this structure is equivalent to someone saying, oh yeah, that is, but, and it's used to express partial agreement. The speaker agrees with the other person's statement before going on to the first thing, point out a different aspect that the other person may have ignored. So for example 7, speaker A can say, 我打算学音乐. I plan to study music. And then speaker B can say, 学音乐好是好，可是以后找工作不太容易. While it is good to study music, it may not be easy to find a job later. So here speaker B is using the adjective verb plus 是 adjective verbs to say 好是好. It is good to study music. 可是 but it may be harder to find a job later. So here we're agreeing with studying music. However, we're pointing out that it might be hard to find a job later. For example 8, speaker A can say 这件衣服太贵了，别买. This piece of clothing is too expensive. Don't buy it. And speaker B can say 这件衣服贵是贵，可是牌子好. It is expensive, but it's a good brand. So here speaker B is using the 贵是贵 to say it is expensive. 可是 they're pointing out that it's a good brand. 牌子好. And the second sort of thing that this structure does is that it warns the other person of possible contingencies. And contingencies are just events that may or may not happen in the future, usually bad ones. So we have one example of this. Someone can ask you, 明天晚上是林雪梅的生日晚会，你去吗? Lin Xuemei's birthday party is tomorrow night. Are you going? And then speaker A can say, 我去是, or the answer could be, 我去是去，可是会晚一点. I am going, but I'll be a little bit late. So here the answer, the person who's answering the question is saying, 去是去, I will go. 可是, however, or but, 会晚一点. I'll be a little late. So however, and then the warning that the person will be a little bit late to the party. So yeah, so just remember that if you're using the adjective verb plus 是 plus adjective verb and then the second clause with 可是 or 但是, just remember that usually it is to point something out that the first speaker may have ignored, or it is the second thing, which is to warn the person of something that might happen. And just make note that if you are using this structure, it has to be the same verb or adjective. So it can't be 去是看, that would not make sense. Or just whatever like that. And you have to, so it can't be like adjective verb or verb adjective. It has to be same adjective plus 是 plus same adjective. Yeah, and then you should be totally fine.